Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be picking up with our sixth video for our game controller, and we're going to be drawing the hood or the cover for the trigger we made in part 4, which you can find in a link along with the rest of the videos in the series below. Um, okay, so what we did last session is we cut a flat surface of the back of our remote, and we designed our trigger, and we're left with something that looks like this. Um, okay, what we're going to do today is, well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make something called a mid-plane. Now, we've made offset planes before. We've made a three-point plane that we use for our joysticks. The mid-plane, it's dead easy to do. We're just going to click two parallel surfaces, and it's going to put a plane directly in the middle of them. So I'm going to click on this surface, the flat on one side of the trigger, the flat on the other side of the trigger, so both faces are selected, and I'm just going to click the plane tool, and you will see it just defaults to mid-plane, and click the tick. And now, if we look, I've got a nice plane directly in the middle of that object. Okay, this is where it's going to get a bit trial and error-y because everyone's going to have a slightly different shape. Everyone's going to be working at slightly different positions within the back of your games controller. So if it doesn't work, just go back, see what didn't work out, and just reposition, rejig the sketch you've done, and see if it works the second time round. But I'm going to show you how I would go about putting a cover on my design. First of all, I'm going to start a sketch on this new plane. I'm then going to do something called an offset. So I'm going to do a sketch. I'm going to do an offset. And what this is going to do is it's going to allow me to click around existing lines. And I should be able to pull that in and out so that I've got what's known as concentric curves. I'm going to leave that there. I want this curve to be the same, have the same origin as my outline. It doesn't have to, but that's what I'm going to do. And I thought I'd show you that just so you can get an idea of what I'm doing there. Um, and then what I'm basically going to do is roughly follow the shape, but just make it a little bit lower and a little bit more to the left so that we cover the back of this curve. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my tangent arc. And what a tangent arc does is it smoothly leads on for an exposed line end that I've got existing. And what that's going to enable me to do is just swing this line round here. I want to make sure I've got a decent amount of clearance. I don't want it cropping too close to the outside of my trigger because I'm going to need to shell this and I'm going to need to do a few things with this first. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make it decently pronounced. And I'm just going to swing this. I might even swing it round like that and double click to drop my arc. Again, this is where your design kind of comes into the picture here. Maybe you just want a simple cover that pretty much follows the outline of this. And you could do that by, again, clicking the offset tool, dragging it out a fair way. Yeah. And then what I can even do is grab this point and just swing this arc round. Finish this line off. And what I want these two lines to be confined by this section. So this is actually the base. I want all the lines to run into the base itself. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click project. Then I'm going to click on this line to make some of the lines, the geometry active and in line with this sketch. And I'm just going to go around and trim off everything that lands outside the line. So with my trim tool, just get rid of everything, just trim these loose edges. And I've also got these here that I'm going to cut away Last thing I'm going to do here, I'm just going to put a fillet in that kink just to iron that out. There we go. So that's hopefully going to be the cover of my trigger. Um, what I'm going to do now, going to extrude that symmetrically. And this is going to look a bit weird for a little bit, but don't worry, we'll fix it later. Um, I'm now going to look at the back. So what you're going to need to do for this is in your extrude, you're going to make sure you're on new. You don't want to add, you want a new part. You want to go down to where it says symmetric. And what this is going to do is it's going to, every time you pull it one way, it's going to do the same thing on the other side. And you're probably going to eyeball it to start with. That looks like a decent amount of coverage. I'm going to set that to 15 mil and click the tick. Okay, so we've got that's now become our mold, and as you can see, the trigger is pronounced. So you can actually press it down, but it's got that cover on, like well, not all, but certainly some remotes do. Okay, what I'm going to do now is this is where it gets a bit tricky and a bit faffy because what I want to do is I want to cut a hole just round the outside here. So we've got a hollow for this to sit in. Now, I could shell it, but that would give me the that would follow the contours of this blue part, and I actually want it to follow almost perfectly as possible the contours for the grey part, the trigger itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off by hiding the part I've just made. Okay, I'm going to look at my right plane, and now I'm going to use my I'm going to start a sketch on that same plane again. I'm going to use my offset tool to highlight the whole trigger. Um, and I'm going to pull it out so it's sitting proud by 1 mil. Could probably get away with half a mil, but I think 1 mil's realistic. 1 mil's fine. And then to confirm that offset, just click in a white space. And now, just need to again make this line active by using the project tool. And I now just extend these loose ends onto it. I don't know, the problem is, I don't know if there's a more elegant way of doing this. Um, Perhaps by reusing the sketch I've just done, um, but this does the job. I know it's a lot of faff. Okay, so now I've got a closed shape that is a 1 mil. Oh, it's gone to 3. Should be a 1 mil offset of my original design. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to hide the trigger and I'm going to show my blue part again. And what this is going to enable me to do is cut out symmetrically everything inside this blue part. So I'm going to go to extrude, remove, again symmetric. And what I'm going to do, I know that it was 7 mil. The trigger was 7 mil, so I'm going to make the extrude 9 mil. We might rejig that again. We'll see how that looks. And what I need to do is just where it says merge scope, I just need to click on the blue part, and that will allow me to merge it there. And once we've done that, we should be able to bring our trigger back, click the tick, and you'll see we've got that hole cut that is a 1 mil offset that just gives that trigger the housing. Okay, we're almost done now. All we need to do now is put some fillets in. So, um, one thing I'm going to do is I've just got this overhang. You might have the overhang, you might not. What I'm going to do is just click on the base there. I'm going to extrude it just down a tiny bit. Oh, so that that's going into the shape. Okay. I'm gonna, uh, ideally I'd add it. It's not liking that. So if I click new, I should be able to use the Boolean tool to actually make all this part the same shape. So if I click on this part, and then first of all this part, and click the Boolean tool, which is these two, it looks like a Venn diagram. Hopefully it's not done that. It's not done what I've wanted there. See if it does these two parts. Yeah, that looks like it's doing it. Does it? Yes. So you can see now that has become one part. And now I'm hoping, yeah, that looks like it's going to do it. Now it's all gone blue. Don't worry about that. If it changes color, we're going to sort all that out later. Right, okay. So that's where we're up to. All we need to do now is put some fillets on, and it's going to be careful what you actually click here. You want to be clicking edges rather than faces, because you probably want different radiuses on the outside, the inside, on the base, to join those bits. So just watch out what you're doing. Um, I'm going to start off by putting a fillet there. Now it was about 3 mil, so I'm going to see what 2 mil looks like. So I reckon if we've got 1.5 mil, we can get that on both sides. Oh, look at that. That will work, I think, just not in the same function or action as the rest of it. Okay, so put that on, and that's all nice and rounded. I think now I should be able to put a 1 mil. It might, so you get errors with fillets if they're just a little bit big. You might want to just reduce them, um, like so. And now I want a nice big fillet, ideally as big as possible. It's going to go around the footprint of my shape. And I'm hoping it's going to let me do that. Oh, it's not. I think things have just got a little too complex round here. Um, what's it going to let me do? It's going to let me do a 0.5 mil, which is ideally I'd want something um, quite a bit larger. I want a nice flowing contour that goes into the shape. Let's see if we can get around this by selecting the other side. I don't know if we will be able to. No, that's even worse. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to have a play about with that. See how nice you can get that looking. At the end of the day, you can actually alter the profile of the so you might want this to come down a nice flowing curve like that. I've done it quite compact and quite closely cropped to the actual trigger. Yours doesn't need to be like that. But what you're going to do is you're going to go away and you're going to have a play about with putting fillets on and see what sort of shapes or designs you can come up with. Now you've got that video and you've got that process, you can come up with, I'm sure you can come up with all sorts of shapes, sizes, designs that you might want a games controller to showcase. Okay, that's going to be it for today. I know that was quite an all over the place video with the different things and the different processes to get here and there, but hopefully you've got something that looks like that. In the next video, we're going to be adding the top buttons on. And again, don't worry that it's not repeated on the other side. There is way around that I'm going to show you when we get to it. Okay, but for now, thank you for watching. Drop a like if you've got something from the video. If you've got any questions, just drop them in the comments and I will try to get back to them. Thank you. Bye.